Hello guys, and welcome back to another Nukes Top 5 reaction. In this one we're going to be reacting to, just a second. Come on, pop up. Okay. Nukes Top 5 ghost videos so scary you'll be shook. Let's go ahead and get right into the video, shall we?
Viewer videos. This
Number
next
5,
clip was submitted by Nukes
videos.
Top 5 viewer Anna Garcia. It allegedly shows security footage of a ghost appearing around what locals claim is a haunted well in the small town of Orcos, Peru.
Okay. Orcos, Peru. Pretty easy to pronounce, I think. So far, it looks like it's just a bad quality camera. That's basically not catching enough frames, I guess you'd call it.
A man seems to be sitting near the well, and then just seems to... well, I don't know actually what he does, but it's creepy as hell. But is this a ghost or just the oddest camera glitch ever recorded? You decide. Nukes Top 5 viewer Isaac says that his uncle recently experienced something he just can't explain.
Is this a new one already?
Checking his Nest security camera, he saw what appeared to be a dark figure just standing.
Because as I said, that last one looked like it was just basically a camera that wasn't getting enough frames.
Standing in the road outside his house. But this is where things take a truly disturbing turn.
To replay it? Okay, that person is clearly standing on the side of the road. And you can clearly see part of them through the car. This is something that was added into the video.
Cars seem to pass right through this bizarre figure. So Isaac's uncle decides to go out to investigate. And things are about to get even weirder. The dark figure seems to just disappear as the man approaches. So is this something supernatural watching his house? Or just what do you think this is?
I think it's something added into the video. I think it's completely fake. Especially from since, well, maybe it looks like it's standing in the road, I guess, but the lineup is weird. It kind of looks like it's standing on the side of the road, and it kind of looks like it's standing on the road.
Let me know. "12 years ago, abandoned Veracruz, Mexico."
But the last one, yeah, if it's not added in there, the only other thing I can think of is some sort of reflection on glass, but can't be sure about that.
Was playing their final gig, as one of their members was about to move to another town. At the time, they didn't notice anything unusual about the event at all. But later, as the guys rewatched the video of their performance, they noticed something that chills them to their core.
The face on the video. Something... Is that actually something somebody could be behind? I'm not sure if that's a freestanding thing or if it's attached to the wall.
For this one, there's probably no reason to ask, but did you see it? Lurking behind the TV in the right corner, a ghastly-looking girl with what seems to be a pale and distorted face seems to be peeking
That's clearly makeup.
out at the band. What's even weirder is that if we cut to different segments of the video, the strange pale girl has disappeared. The guys in the band believe that this bizarre figure might be the ghost of a friend of theirs who took her own life years earlier, perhaps dropping in for one last goodbye at the band's final
She's got a shadow.
performance.
So she's obviously something solid. I don't think it's a spirit. Spirits wouldn't cast shadows. They're not solid beings. Unless they're shadow beings. Then they are shadows.
A cry for help. D from the YouTube channel D's
Last one, all of that was just one video? Wow.
Dark Adventures travels to what is known to be the most haunted state park in Ohio, the Beaver Creek State Park in East Liverpool. The historic park is said to be a hotspot of ghostly sightings and even reports of mysterious creatures.
Okay.
It's already late and very dark when Dee walks.
Where's the Bigfoot? Where's the Bigfoot? Where's the Sasquatch? Where's the Skinwalker?
Deep into the woods of the park. She finds a spot to settle and begins to experiment with her EMF meter and a spirit box app on her phone. She plans to test whether the stories of supernatural activity in Beaver Creek State Park are true. It did not go well.
Hopefully y'all can see me, I don't know. Myself. Anyway, I've got the EMF detector and I'm gonna, is that gonna help? I'm by myself. See if I can get anything to interact with that. My old one I used to have. I broke. So I'm gonna try to do it this time.
Okay.
What the hell is that? Ah! Ah!
You overacting?
What the hell? Guys, I was not even on that. I wasn't even on the app. I don't know how that came out of my freaking phone.
A troubling sound startles Dee as it seems to come from right where she's sitting.
What the?
A little shaken up, Dee believes the sound might have come from the app on her phone, but she isn't sure and she is now freaked out. Dee decides to carefully trek back through the
Well, from what she said, it's obvious it came from her phone.
woods to her car and just leave. But what happens next makes her blood run cold.
I don't know what to do, guys. I don't want to be in here. I wanted to make a good video for you guys, but I don't know what the heck made that noise. It sounds like a dang wild cat, like a big cat, but we don't have big cats here.
That didn't sound like a cat at all. If anything, if there was a such thing as a big frog, maybe?
I don't feel good in this place, guys. I really don't know what to do. I really don't know where to go.
The light was already on. There's no reason to turn it off unless it's to make it harder for them to find her. They already know that she's there because the light.
I see a light coming from over there. Help! No. Nope. There's a light, look. Oh, if you can see it.
And I'm already starting to think this is staged because I don't think a person would just keep screaming help, help, help. I think it'd be like help me, or I need help, or somebody please help, something like that. The fact that that he just kept repeating the same thing over and over again sounds scripted.
Somebody's looking for me. This is not good. I think they're trying to lure me out. There's flashlights. I don't know if you guys can see them. I don't know what to do, guys. If I move, they're gonna hear me.
this is definitely a freaking planned and set up.
The voice of a man can be heard yelling for help, and Dee can see flashlights in the distance. Alone and afraid, Dee doesn't trust the call for help at all, so she keeps her flashlight and hides in the darkness. Suddenly, the voice can be heard right next to her, and in terror, she just makes a run for it. Later, Dee says that she did make it home safe, and to this day, she says she still
Yeah, and the guy that said that probably drove her home.
has no idea who could have
Either that or she drove him home.
been yelling for help out in the dark woods of Beaver Creek State Park at that time. Could it have been something paranormal? Or even scarier? Were those real people out in the middle of the dark woods stalking Dee?
With how close that last guy was when he talked behind her, it was obviously just a setup. If she really wasn't part of this, they were just trying to scare her, because why would he say that when he could have just grabbed her? He was close enough to grab her. You could hear it. And she didn't hear him approaching at all for him to get that close.
And terrorizing her just for fun? Let me know what you think. We need scary videos, so if you see something that you think should be on Nukes Top 5, be sure to email us at nukestop5@gmail.com.
If any of you guys know any scary videos, as he said, email them. Like always, guys, the original will be in the description, so if you want to do likes or subs, just follow the link in the description to the original, or you can give me likes and subs. I like likes and subs too.
Project Fear. After the unfortunate end of their popular TV series Destination Fear, team members Dakota, Chelsea, Tanner, and Alex are back on the road to explore and investigate extremely haunted locations.
Yeah.
This time on YouTube. With a new name, Project Fear, the team decides to go back to the old Sweet Springs Sanatorium in West Virginia, a place where 3 years ago they experienced things that to this day they still can't explain.
Did you know that you have passed away? What? Did you hear that moan? That was like a woman.
The reason he's asking that is because with some spirits, it's speculated that they don't know that they actually passed away, and they're just and they think they're just continuing their life. With other spirits, they're supposed to know that they actually passed away. Letting a spirit know that's passed away, if they don't, is sometimes believed to allow them to be freed. However, in other cases, it turns them extremely violent.
Please tell me that was on. I have the chills. Did you know that you have passed away? What? Did you hear that moan?
Did you hear any of it, Chelsea?
The music they put in really adds to the atmosphere, but it makes it more difficult to make out the sounds.
Happened by close to my room, so I looked back and I'm like, why is Tanner over here? I was like,
I'm telling you.
Dude, we need to get out of here.
Dude, this is demonic.
and I'm like, why is Tanner over here?
That didn't sound demonic. That just sounded like a person screaming.
This location literally scarred me.
So, a little backstory. Sweet Springs Sanatorium served as a hospital for tuberculosis patients in the 1940s.
Oops, sorry.
It is estimated that over 1,000 people lost
I
their
moved my,
lives
headphones
inside the
just down my
sanatorium walls.
fingers just
Many of these people were
out of
buried in
reflex or
unmarked graves
something,
behind the building.
Chopped the
The sanatorium
space
later
bar.
served as a nursing home for the old and poor before eventually being shut down in the 1990s.
It's actually a pretty nice building. Wow. Designed pretty well too. At least for the roof and the rain flow. From the look of the sun, it might actually be good setup for solar.
Now, not surprisingly, with a history like that, the largest state is said to be extremely haunted. Visitors have reported hearing loud, unexplained voices and screaming, and many have witnessed doors slamming shut on their own. Even creepier, some visitors actually claim to have seen ghostly apparitions, most notably that of a woman dressed in white standing in the window on the 3rd floor in room 3007. So after their visit 3 years ago, the Project Fear team is a little hesitant to return, and when they interview the current manager of the sanatorium, Cindy Harper, it just makes them even more nervous.
So I have a question. So when doing the research, you talked about how you were like thrown down the stairs at one point.
I don't normally get pushed down the stairs. That's only happened one time, but it was bad enough, like I told you.
Sounds like she might have tripped and she doesn't want to admit it.
I had bruises.
You were like thrown down. It wasn't like a couple
It was
stairs.
like the push. I was expecting to be a human attacking me, and I found no one. So I drop all my equipment. I don't know what it looked like going down the stairs. I just
My God! Okay.
That was on the door, dude.
That was the loudest knock. This is in the middle of the day still. That sounded like right next to my head.
While
Why did the camera distort at that moment just over the door, though?
interviewing Cindy about her terrifying experiences in the sanatorium, a loud
You see that?
bang on the floor startles both her and the Project Fear team. But there's no one inside the building. Cut to later that day. And as darkness falls, the team decides that in order to try to provoke a response, investigator Tanner should head down to the basement all by himself. The rest of the team explores the most haunted area of the sanatorium, the 3rd floor. After hearing a few unexplained noises, Dakota, Chelsea, and Alex begin a digital recording session inside the most haunted room, room 3007. What happens next shocks the
Why does that number sound so familiar? 3007. I'm sure I've heard that somewhere before. I don't know if it was an anime or a game, but that number sounds so freaking familiar.
whole team, including Tanner, who's still completely alone
Maybe it's 007. Maybe it's just James Bond movies. Maybe that's why it sounds familiar.
in the basement.
We were here several years ago exploring this building. Do you remember us?
These ghosts are supposedly hundreds of years old, and you want them to remember you from a few years ago. Oh, somebody's full of himself.
We were here several years ago exploring this building. Do you remember us?
Who knows how many people have passed through there in all this time as well. As I said, he's a little too full of himself.
Dude, it said I remember Tanner.
Unless they left a lasting impression.
I hear that. It said
I remember he's the one who ran screaming like a little girl.
I remember Tanner.
I heard yes, and then there's a pause.
Yeah,
I remember something.
It's Tanner.
It says Tanner, dude.
Let me play it again just to verify.
We were here several years ago exploring this building. Do you remember us?
I remember Tanner, dude.
That's stretching it. Getting that message out of it, that's stretching it.
I have the goosebumps, dude. It says yes. There's like a 1 second pause, and then it's a whispering, I remember Tanner.
Go for Tanner.
I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to give you a warning.
We were doing digital record.
It did sound like Tanner there, but the rest of it is a far stretch. But the Tanner part did sound right. Well, it did sound, well, not right, but I could believe that those that static was saying might have been saying Tanner, but the rest of it I think is a stretch.
Thing is here. Remember you.
Debating about even like telling you this, but like at the end of the day, like it's a warning. Like,
Way to build up his stress as he's walking through the place. Now he's going to be even more likely to think he's seen or heard stuff now that you got him a little more stressed out.
We want you to know to be on, like, your toes.
What did I do?
When we end up meeting with you in a little bit.
I will show you the digital recorder, the EVP. It's freaky.
You should never reveal stuff like that to the people that are walking through. They need to have as little information as possible to give as much of an honest reaction as possible to everything that's happening in the building. If you give them information ahead of time, they're going to get expectations, and as things happen, they're going to try to twist those things to their expectations. That's human nature.
Okay, man. What the? I heard something.
Yo, are you okay?
Can you do that again? What the f? I thought I heard a voice, man.
Promise if it's not us, dude. And we don't hear you right now on the 3rd floor.
So it's not like the echo or anything.
I don't know what's happening, but let's go hit this part.
It depends on the vent system. It is possible for sound to go between floors if you're just at the right angle when you talk with old buildings like that. If they're near a shaft that's going between multiple floors, it is possible for the audio to carry through.
The 3rd floor, and then we'll go to Tanner.
The team eventually finds Tanner in the sprawling sanatorium basement, and they have
One of the first things I'd compare there is if he's like right beneath them on a lower floor, or basically if they're if any of them are near vents.
have him listen to what they captured on their digital recorder.
We were here several years ago, exploring this building. Do you remember us?
Oh, what do you hear? We didn't tell you what we heard yet.
We remember Tanner.
Yes!
Oh, and now they're changing it because they said, I remember Tanner. He changed it to, we remember Tanner. And they automatically agreed.
It says, yes, I remember Tanner.
Do you remember us?
That is clear, dude.
Tanner is the creepiest part because it's so clear.
Similar to what happened on
The Tanner does sound clear, but I'm pretty sure, guys, you guys noticed one guy is saying we remember Tanner, and the other group is saying I, and they're saying it's so clear, but they have, even though it's one word difference, and now this guy's probably going to end up saying I as well now that it was confirmed by the others. As I said, human expectation. You expect to hear something, you'll hear it, even if it's not there.
their previous visit 3 years earlier. The Project Fear team finds themselves hearing clear voices, one of which seems to remember Tanner. The four friends then split up to sleep at separate haunted locations inside the building. Chelsea and Alex set up in the basement, Tanner on the 2nd floor, and Dakota on the 3rd floor, just outside haunted room 3.
Why would you put the one that they remember alone? Wouldn't you, if they remember him, that would probably mean they'd be more drawn towards him. Wouldn't it be better to have somebody else around him to hear stuff that he might not hear?
007. It goes without saying that none of them slept a wink that night. All of them start to hear loud, unexplained bangs and strange noises. But Dakota, up on the most haunted 3rd floor, has a unique experience all his own, and it's downright chilling.
Is he the only one that doesn't get to sleep?
Whoa! Hello? That sounded like a doorknob, like, rattling. I just heard you. Okay. I went down and explored to see if I could find, like, the source of that noise. I have no idea what it was. I looked in a bunch of rooms, but it literally could have came from any single door at any single... What the That was a girl's high-pitched voice. Hello? I just was down there too. I was just down there. It literally could have came from any single door at any single... What the Any single door at any single... What the Can you do that again?
Again, I'd have to be able to review the footage of the other people and see if we'll look at the timestamps and see if any of the others were making noise there, especially the woman. That's kind of far-fetched, I know. Then again, this might just be somebody messing around.
It makes sense to hear like a high-pitched female. Where I'm at right now, the lady in white on this floor. What the Holy that door just shut! That door just shut!
Why did the video quality just get so bad there?
That door at the very end of the hall just shut! I hope I caught that on camera. No way. No way. Yeah, that door is shut. This door, I just watched with my eyes shut.
Okay.
There is no one.
A disturbing voice scares Dakota out of his seat, and then a door at the end of the hallway closes by itself. Now, hundreds of commenters on the Project Fear YouTube channel believe that this door doesn't just close by itself. But look closely, and what do you think?
What the Holy that door is shut!
So is this
Maybe the video quality got so bad because they zoomed in.
Sweet Spring Sanatorium haunted by something that's strong enough to speak, slam doors, and even appear as a shadow apparition? You decide. You can watch this entire two-part investigation with many more terrifying paranormal moments over on the YouTube channel, Project Fear. Imprints. For 2 years, Eric Gunner has been experiencing relentless paranormal activity. Even stranger, the ghost or entity seems to follow him wherever he goes as he moves from house to house in Mexico. But most terrifying of all, each time Eric tries to get away, the spirit that follows him seems to become more and more aggressive. So, just like many nights in the past, Eric...
Maybe the ghost doesn't like constant moving. Basically, in some mythology and some legends, ghosts can attach themselves to items. If he's moving around, the ghost might be attached to one of the items that he's attached or that he's bringing with him, and basically, he's constantly moving it around, which basically could cause different things, I guess. Energy dissipation, other stuff like that, weakening it. Making it angry from constant new environments. If it's true at all, that is. Just some mythology there. I really like myths. I don't really believe in any of this stuff, but I do like the myths and all. I'm willing to learn just about anything I can. On just about any subject.
And his little dog Bean are woken up by the sound of loud banging on his bedroom door. This time Eric is prepared with a flashlight and a camera, intending to capture evidence of the hell that he's been living through. Eric's dog sniffs around and seems to be a little shaken up by something that Eric can't see. Eric decides to leave the little dog safe upstairs in his bedroom while he checks the house.
Why isn't he checking where the dog ran to?
¿Hay alguien aquí? A ver, espera. ¿Hay alguien aquí?
Why would he turn off the light?
Escuché como si me hablaran. No sé si se alcanzó a escuchar una voz. Se los juro que no sé si se alcanzó a escuchar una voz.
Now that's what I'd consider a demonic sound.
Sentí como si me soplaran en la nuca, no sé. Como si me hicieran así como...
Not that.
Mejor ya no pregunto eso.
Eric says he felt something blow on the back of his neck, and his camera actually captures the sound when it happens.
I hope my mic is picking up my voice okay. I tried putting it in a different position. It's higher than than I usually have it.
Eric has only been downstairs for 6 minutes when he suddenly notices something downright creepy.
No,
my headphones are plugged into my mic.
¿Está viendo lo que yo? Y no solo eso, Ahí en el refri tenía una foto de mi mamá. Ahorita no me fijé en el video, pero pues antes de irme a dormir ahí la tenía. No está. Ni tampoco está la cruz.
So not only did it take the picture of your mom, it took your cross.
A cross hanging on the living room wall and a photo that was hanging on the fridge only 6 minutes earlier are now mysteriously gone. What makes this so creepy is that Eric has barely moved and has been standing in the same general area for the entire 6 minutes. No one could have snuck in and taken the cross and photo without being noticed, or at least making a sound. But it's what happens next that is truly terrifying.
Again, if all this stuff has been happening, he could... maybe he can't afford it, but just static cameras, especially in that room, since stuff is turning up missing in there. But you can you can actually get a pretty good quality camera that can even do night vision for, I think, around $30-40. If he's moving around so often, that shouldn't be too difficult for him.
Hola.
Okay, why would you do that?
Ay, chinga tu madre. Mami.
Seriously, if you saw a hand on your window, why would your first impulse be to put your hand on that window instead of opening the window or going outside?
Two little childlike hands press up against the glass windows and door. When Eric gets closer, a bizarre face emerges from the darkness.
You mean a kid's face putting it up against the stinking glass?
Eric has had enough. He runs back upstairs to his dog Beans and doesn't sleep for the rest of the night.
Ay, chinga tu madre.
Just under the surface, a group.
Last one, I think it's either that guy's nephew or that guy's kid. It's obviously a fake video. It's obviously just a kid outside the glass or outside the window. Maybe I'd have enjoyed it more if I could understand it, but without having to do the subtitles, but didn't really seem to have a lot of thought put into it. Even the pictures and stuff that were removed, the pictures in the cross, it would have been better if he would have had on camera and basically set it up to where it looked like they were removed on the actual camera instead of just vanishing, because very easy to do cuts. Very easy to do cuts in the video.
Fishermen in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico are returning.
Especially if you're standing still like he started to do for a long period of time.
Returning home late one night when they spot something very strange beneath the water's surface.
Mira, prendí y apagó. Submarino. No acercarme mucho. No, wow, mira eso.
I can see some moonlight on there. Is that glowing jellyfish or just glowing algae? Sounded like the boat's engine.
A strange bright blue light seems to be strobing in uneven bursts beneath the ocean waves. The guys head in for a closer look, and this is when things start to get really weird.
Mira, empezó en el puente y está en la boya, era la boya. El puente está a mano izquierda, Mira eso, mira. Mira eso. ¿Hay algo ahí?
Biofluorescence,
Mira algo
I
ahí.
believe is what it's called.
Míralo. Yo no sé qué carajo es eso. Dale para atrás.
Illumination, biofluorescence. There are some fish that glow like that, some jellyfish. The main thing that people usually see, though, is basically pools of algae, algae or algae, however you want to pronounce it. There's a lot of stuff in the water that glows, especially if you go deep enough, because not a lot of light can penetrate, so they create their own light.
Dale.
Quiero saber,
No quiero saber, dale.
¿No crees que yo vi algo? Es un ovni.
No. Dale.
Mira ahí.
Sí, eso es eso. ¿Hundió? Wow.
Something dark and humanoid can be seen breaching the surface of the water and moving through the strange blue light. When the video was shared to the internet, many viewers' first thoughts were that it could simply be a diver, but others were quick to point out that there are no boats nearby, so where would a diver come from? And
There's a boat right there. They're on it filming.
also, the oddly shaped figure doesn't seem to be wearing a diving tank. Finally, the figure seems to swim upright, almost as if it is somehow walking quickly through the water. The bizarre clip went viral on the internet, with many viewers suggesting that this humanoid figure could be anything from a creature to an alien, or
It's definitely not jellyfish or any other type of fish, because they run from the they'd run by the guy who jumped in to swim. I'm 100%, almost 100% certain that it's algae, glowing, well, biofluorescent algae, bio-illuminated. Well, you know what I mean.
Even a mermaid. But what do you think this is? Let me know down in the comments. 2 years of terror.
Bonus.
Over the last 2 years, Lauren Combs from Waco, Texas has been experiencing terrifying unexplained activity in and around her home.
Okay.
Did you do that?
I've seen this one.
After posting her videos, Lauren disappeared from social media for 9 months before she finally returned with an update.
I've seen the one where her hair was pulled.
Lauren says that over the last month, she's been feeling ill and drained of energy and having a very hard time. But strange things continue to happen around her home. One night as Lauren is on the phone with her boyfriend on her front porch, something happens that is truly bizarre.
Hey, when you come over?
I gotta wait for my work clothes to dry. And I'm coming.
Okay, I'm hungry.
I understand that. I can't just not leave without my work clothes.
Okay, that's fair. Well, do you want me to just make something here?
What do you have?
Okay.
I mean, like pizzas or maybe chicken nuggets, nothing crazy.
Do you have ranch at your house?
No, can you bring your ranch?
Can you bring mine?
Come on.
Dude, my f***ing door just closed.
Is that the slam sound?
Yes. And it's locked.
What?
I just got locked out of my house.
Weird.
Yes, nobody's here.
That's kind of scary. Where's the door?
Luna! Luna's inside by herself. I don't even see her in there. Hang on.
Take Rash. Lady? Hello? Oh, she's nudged us.
Luna! 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 Luna!
The bells and everything and the cameras are really good to pick up the audio that well, especially the audio feeding through her phone. It's almost like somebody set up a mic and was recording this beforehand.
Lauren's front door suddenly slams shut, locking Lauren out of her home with her dog still somewhere inside, all alone.
Was she calling her dog like it could come to the door to open it? I thought she was calling like a daughter or a child.
Lauren panics and hurries around her house to get inside through her back door.
Especially with her rushing like that.
As she enters, then that door suddenly slams shut as well, and her doorbell begins to ring over and over all by itself. Lauren says that she eventually found her dog mysteriously trapped in the back room. The dog was a little shaken up, but otherwise, he was completely fine. Now, cut to 2 months later. One night when Lauren is in bed, she is woken up by her dogs a little after midnight. What happens next is downright chilling.
Okay.
Luna, come here. Sit. Come here. Can't see.
Someone knocks on Lauren's window, but when she opens her window to look into her backyard, there's no one there. Then as she turns, she hears an odd growl near the open window that makes her scream. But did you see it? Right after Lauren screams and wildly pans her camera back towards the window, something odd can be seen right outside just below the windowsill, but only for a brief second. Who or what is this?
The guy she was talking to on the phone, I'd suspect.
After this incident, Lauren hasn't been back on TikTok. But there is one important thing to be learned here, and that is, if someone or something pecks on your window in the middle of the night, don't open it. Like, why? Why would you?
Yep.
Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, do it now, and then also turn on all notifications so you never miss a video. You can also follow me on the socials and just say, hi there, Nuke. Anyway, hopefully I will see you next video.
Okay guys, another thing about that, if you have dark spots in your yard but you have trees or something in the area, go on Amazon and search for solar outdoor lights. They won't cost you any power. You can put them anywhere where you can put a screw or a nail. They'll charge up during the day with the sunlight, and once it gets dark they'll turn themselves on, and as long as they get enough sun, in most cases they'll be able to last all night. You can even get some that are motion detection for turning them on and off. So basically you can get them in different options. Motion detection, day-night sensor. There are some where on the day-night sensor it'll turn on a dim light. If there's motion, it goes to a brighter setting. And basically the dim light will last all through the night. The brighter setting won't last as long, but basically as long as you get those, you can set up light pretty much anywhere in your yard, and you won't even need a power line out there, as long as the area gets sunlight. Oh, well, it was already over. Okay. Let's see. Wow, this video went on for a long time. Okay, guys, that's the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one.